Hello everybody and welcome back to Plants vs. Zombies. If you did not watch my last episode of Minecraft, you would know that my microphone got screwed up, and so I'm recording with my phone right now. So let's see how this works. Last time we completed the adventure mode, and this time we're gonna check out not the mini-game, but the puzzle. Now the puzzle is a mix of my favorite mode and my least favorite mode. My favorite part of the game and my least favorite part of the game, because Vasebreaker sucks. I hate Vasebreaker with a burning passion. So that's why we're not gonna do it. We're gonna do iZombie. I told him it's okay as long as no plants were on. I made a bunch of cardboard cutouts and have fun. So I've devised a strategy for pretty much every level of this. So for this, there's typically one lane that's going to be pretty weak. Really, actually, I don't see it. I guess there's this one. I'm not sure if this guy will go through. So, well, iZombie. You place zombies down in lanes. You know what? Let me put another basic behind it. So you put zombies down in lanes for these cardboard cutouts of plants to show up. And your goal is to bring a zombie to every end of the lane. Every end of the lane so they can eat the brain. You don't have to destroy every plant in the lane. It's just they have to eat the brain. They just have to eat the brains. So if there's a way to get a zombie to the end of a line without destroying all the plants, you can do that. So I'm going to put basics in the first two rows to set away all the squash. And really, once you have a row cleared, you'll have enough sun to start putting football zombies in the more weaker lanes. And that will... And so, pretty much, you'll have a super easy time dealing with it. There is an achievement in the iOS and Android versions for completing this first level with 1,000 sun remaining, and I don't think I'm gonna start the cut there. Basically, you just have to get to the end of the lane. There's an achievement on the iOS and Android version called Where the Sun Don't Shine, where you have to complete the first iZombie level with 1,000 sun remaining. Basically, just use bucket heads where you would instead use football zombies. That's how you get that achievement. And every time you beat a level, you unlock the next level, iZombie 2. So one spike weed cannot kill a basic. So there isn't a free row. So you want to send a screen door down on a lane that only has one spike weed, as it can't, even if he's chewing the pea shooter, it cannot kill a basic. You also want to use screen doors on lanes like these that have a bunch of snow peas. Probably a bucket behind him. Keep in mind that zombies have differing speeds on their walking, so sometimes a basic that you put behind another zombie, that the second zombie will catch up to the first one. That is this level completed. God, you can probably hear so much. Hopefully I'll find some way to equalize the voice. Can you dig it? So keep in mind that potato mines will kill digging zombies, so you want to use basics to remove any potato mines. However, there are plenty of free rows like this one where it's just... there's like this. So a split pea cannot kill a... Like for here, I would want to use a basic, so for the top lane, you would want to use a basic to blow that up, and then a digging zombie, because as I've shown, if a split pea is, if there's only one split pea, a digging zombie will be able to eat the back plant. I really should keep in mind how much and then now we have enough to just digging and digging. Really, there was only one split pea in this level, and that's very silly. I always forget how much a sunflower drops. It's 200. And since they don't clear the brains themselves, you are going to have to send a basic over to finish out the lane, but really that's fine. It doesn't actually matter. Buckethead there. Dun, 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 dun. Big zombie. Oh, look at that. And one here. Go, go, go. Yeah, I'll just send a Buckethead so we can get this done faster. And there you go. Can you dig it? That unlocks Totally Nuts. So we want to put the ladder zombie on the row with one pea shooter. Usually there is going to be a lane with at least one pea shooter. That should give you enough to put like another basic in that row to finish that one up. And so that'll give you enough sun to start clearing out other lanes. Of course, since, you know, it will take way too long for a ladder zombie to... And there we go. Well, no, I have enough sun. I can put a bucket there and be able to save it. That should be a level, because there's no way that... Oh, yeah. Alright. I think the reason I like this is that this mode is so easy. However, it's also because it's very strategy-based. I tried to write a good enough guide that means you'll pretty much always get a win, but it's not guaranteed. But I do like the thinking that you have to do. You have to spot which lane has a weakness and then exploit it to get Sun to start taking advantage of other lanes. This is Dead Zeppelin. So, if you remind her that this is a Dead Zeppelin. So remember that magnet shrooms have a 5 high and 3 or something range. I didn't actually write it down. So if it's in the middle, it'll take a bucket down from any row. So typically there will be at least a lane with a weak middle lane because there will be sunflowers there. So if it's a lane like this where you can't really get a bucket zombie to do it, there's definitely the middle lane which will give you sunflowers, which means you can then bungee zombie and just pretty much take out every lane that has a cactus in it. I will send a balloon zombie for this lane because it will show that balloon zombies will go over. Balloon zombies in iZombie will go over every plant and drop off at the end. So if there's a cactus on the lawn, then it'll get shot. But as soon as the cactus is gone, if there is no cactus, it's completely a free lane. Now, I want you guys to tell, however this audio is for this episode, and if you haven't, go watch the most recent episode of Minecraft, episode 7. Which one sounds better? I really would like some input on this, because I don't know how long it will be until I can buy an actually good microphone. I'll let you tell me that much, and I'll tell you this much, I'm never doing another voiceover on CapCut again. Hey, me smash. So Garlic will always be in this, will be in lane 2 at the end, and lane 4 at the end, or I guess at the most front. So typically you can just pole vault over them, and there's not really any defenses unless like a creature gets placed in the back. Even then, there's enough, what's the word? There's typically not enough defenses, so you'll always get at least some sun from it. And you'll have enough sun to... I think I'm going to send a Buckethead down this lane, but like, these lanes will just get Gargantuars. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Until, hopefully he can activate that squash and not just get completely buttered. That is also very much an issue with lanes with Kernel Pulses. Sometimes it's just RNG on whether it's revived or not. I guess that's a problem with Kernel Pult in general. I'd mute that. I will have to mute that sneeze. But that's the great thing, is that I can actually just like mute sneezes and not have it interfere with my gameplay audio, which is kind of cool that it's like this, but like also it's not like it's something that's like, I don't know how other YouTubers do it. I'm very, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, I'm very new to actually doing a highly produced Let's Play. I mostly just kind of recorded something, put it up, no editing, and slopped it out, but I mean, that's what I've been doing recently. But that's because everything is breaking. It's because everything is breaking and everything is terrible. Okay, Zom Boogie. There's usually at least one lane with a ton of free sun, like the middle for this one. This guy will get 400 sun from this. So you can use Dancing Zombie to try and clear out 3 lanes at once, or you can just slowly take everything out with basics. Your call, really. I think I know what I would choose. I think I'm put Dancing Zombie here, and we're just gonna let basics. we're just gonna. Okay, sorry about that. Didn't know BandLab could only record 15 minutes. I need to use something else for audio recording on my phone. This is going great. I will hopefully have this figured out by next episode, but we're still gonna continue because we're gonna get all through all this. All right, 3-hit wonder. So imps normally have 270 HP. I think they have about 100 in this. Basically, they only take 3 Ps before they die, which is way less than in adventure mode. So there'll usually be a sunflower in a spot that you can get free sun if you just send a Conehead. So, and then you can start bungeeing the Magnet Shroom. He's gonna blow up, so actually I can send a Conehead down this lane because since the Magnet Shroom's up there, his range goes is 1 up here, 1 further up, and it's 2 down and 2 up. So he can only reach this. He can only reach this lane, the lane below him, and the lane below that. So Buckethead is fine. Then figure that lane out. Also, we're gonna make sure, we'll have a cone head bait this guy for the and now we have enough sun, so we're gonna bungee him, and then bucket head, and then ladder, and the cone head. And actually, I think that's probably just the best idea if I just ladder and cone head this way. Ladder, and cone head. I think they might get both. Maybe. Now they're down. Oh well, we can just send an imp down that way. Alright, that's good. Now, the last level. It is the last level. All your brains belong to us. The plants will always be within the same order. It's just the fact it's the same plants in every lane. They'll just be in a different order. Sorry, that's what I meant. They'll always have because of how many lanes there are and how random it is, usually one lane will have a weakness, whether that be a sunflower straight at the front here, which is what we're going to take advantage of. I always forget that there's a 3-peter, but they can eat them. So there could be a sunflower behind the tall nut, which is... So there could be a sunflower in front of the tall nut, or sunflower behind the tall nut, or due to the fact that the split pea could be in the very back lane. So there'd be sunflowers in front of chompers, which there are, and there are no there's, I always forget. Man, weakness here is pretty dang good. I'm like, it's right there. I'm not sure if an imp could do it, but either it's once you have enough sun you can bungee him, or I was gonna say you do as the Romans did. That's not right. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Either he's in the front, or you'll have enough sun, or one of the lanes will have a weakness where you can then just bungee the wow, cannot think of the word. You bungee the magnet shroom, and then you'll be able to dig in lane 4, then send a bucket down in lane 5, and ladders down lane 2, because send another ladder probably down lane 2 since they have their shield. If you haven't got rid of the split pea, but if you have, that's a great way to. Zombie this way, and then bring zombie attack this way. Every row, because, like I said, because there are so many rows, one of them will have some kind of weak. I forgot that's how you do it. You know what? I shouldn't have done it. It's fine. You know what? It's fine. I forgot that that's how that works, but it's whatever. All the sun needs to go. I got a plant for my Zen garden. Wow. I forgot that you can. Right, because it's just a coin drop. Because it's just a coin drop, you can technically get Zen garden plants. Wow, I totally forgot that that was a thing, that you could do that. Oh boy. But as long as you take advantage of at least one of those weaknesses, all your brains are belong to us should be a really easy level to complete. And once you complete all 9 iZombie levels, you get either the I Win achievement in iOS, Android, and Replanted. Well, no, that is just what you get. And then it unlocks iZombie Endless. If you get to a streak of 10 flags in iZombie Endless, you get the achievement Better Off Dead on the Game of the Year edition, iOS, Android, and Replanted. And this is typically the one I can do, considering the fact that there's usually... Will it always be this? Yeah. Ooh. My strategy for my strategy typically is find a reset until you get a really good starting board where you waste almost no sun clearing out the whole thing. And then typically with that much sun, you will be able to coast your way through the rest of like this. I think this is a good example. Like, you're using a lot of cheap imps, but here's the thing, you're gonna... Oh, I actually really need some bitch. There you go, problem. But typically, you want to find a board with a lot of weak defenses. You want to reset until you get a board with weak defenses, and then you want to try and clear it out with as much sun as possible. And that it will hopefully give you enough sun to coast along through the next remaining 10 stages. I, however, will not be doing that because it's pretty slow, as well as the fact that it's pretty luck dependent. And speaking of luck dependent, I have a new plan. But no, speaking on luck dependent, next time on Plants vs. Zombies, we'll be trying out the Vase Breaker mode, which, as you can tell by my inflection, I'm not a fan of. See you guys then.